Okay, so we are here with Andreas Van de Ven from the Ligatus Group. You are the Chief Product Officer.
Yes.
Are you Andreas?
Yes.
Last minute, no? Last
minute.
So we hope we have some energy to finish this day.
Of course.
Something I want to ask you, Andreas, is tell me about Ligatus. What native advertising solutions does Ligatus offer at this moment, and how do you optimize in Ligatus?
Yes. So Ligatus has been on the market since 2005, always focusing on native. Native started out as the combination of text and image. And in the last years, we've gone through a big transformation of native, because native has become much more important for many brands, many publishers. So what we started to develop was a programmatic native platform, and actually we are completely programmatic. Where we have a native ad exchange, and we are. Buyers can either buy directly from us through managed campaigns, or they can buy through any DSP that's on the market through our programmatic marketplace. It's an open and fair marketplace. The SSP does the auction, and actually that's when we decide. So the auction decides who is winning and who has the impression. So that's also how we optimize. So the optimization is for the publisher side. It's the open auction. We have we make sure that the highest bidder is winning the impression. So that makes sure that the publisher is getting the best impression for their the best money for their impressions, for their inventory.
One of the main concerns in advertising is the brand safety. No,
yes.
Everybody speaks. I think last year Mark Pichard from a big company, he say from Procter & Gamble, he say this is very important, transparency on these things.
Yes.
Is native advertising really safe at this moment, or do you have to do something more? How do you see it?
So yes, native advertising is as safe as any other advertising method. I really think, and that's the important part, it depends on who you work with. And I think that's also the main problem. Many people don't really think about who they are working with, which are their partners in native advertising. Mm-hmm. So as Ligatus, we are focusing on premium partnerships with our publishers. So we have a hand-selected group of publishers working with us. So we screen them, and we have very strong criteria, both for the publishers to accept them. But also on the advertiser side. So we have very strict guidelines for advertisers where they have to fulfill, so that also because native, you can have more impressions next to each other, right? So you have one ad showing next to another ad, and you don't want your ad to show next to a bad ad. So, and because of that, we have very strict advertiser guidelines, which make sure that it's very important for every brand to know that they are in a brand safe environment, so that there are no ads of advertisers who have shady campaigns, low quality ads next to them. Mm-hmm. And because we have very strict guidelines for our ads, we can make sure our publishers, our advertisers are really shown next to, in a brand safe environment, next to other quality ads.
It's important for a branch, not for a sector, that this problem will be solved very good, that brands are not afraid of being in some places, in some publishers.
Yes.
Okay. Another question I want to ask you, please, does publisher brand safety end with a click, you think? Or how can publishers ensure brand safety? Mm-hmm. How do they make it better?
So if you look at publishers, brand safety doesn't end, of course, with the click. We have many fraudulent campaigns, and that's not we, but there are many fraudulent campaigns in the market where you see that there are too many redirects, and campaigns are landing in the wrong environment. So also here, it's very important that you choose the right partner and the right partner who makes sure that this does not happen. We, for our managed campaigns, we manually check every advertiser to see if it's working in the landing page, and because it's managed, we can also set it up. They cannot change it afterwards, because that's what happens sometimes with self-service platforms that are on the market. You approve one ad and then they change the landing page afterwards, and you are in a bad environment. So publishers should make sure that the partner they choose has processes in place for this.
Do you think the advertisers have to pay more for brand safety? It will make it more expensive, all this work? And when did you first notice an increased attention to brand safety discipline? When do you think it started, all this?
So it has started since native has become much more main common on the market, because when you have native advertising, which is more famous, you also have automatically concerns about brand safety. And yes, we know that in the past year there have been lots of talks about budgets and impressions that have not been seen, or that were not visible, or that they paid for impressions that were not even auctioned. So that's the risk, of course. That's always happening. I think it's important that an advertiser also checks where he's working with, and if you work in programmatic and you work in open marketplace, it's usually it can be, you have to know pretty well every SSP you're buying from. So that's why the Ligatus as a source, they know, because we have these hand-selected publishers. That's one of the reasons why it's easier for them to be in a brand safe environment. What also makes it very easy for an advertiser to know that it's a brand safe environment, it's to use Deal ID. And Deal ID, we can do it on lots of different criteria. So, for example, visibility, viewability. If you only want impressions or want to be seen on placements with a high viewability rate, we can make sure that you have such a deal. So that's
another thing everybody's speaking here in the DMEXCO is the artificial intelligence. It's one of the buzzwords we listen in a lot of conferences and in some stands.
Yes.
Do you think this is the solution for a better brand safety? Artificial intelligence? Can it be making some help?
It may be. On the programmatic side, yes, you can do some recognition of, or it might become that there will be some tools that help you recognize automatically other bad ads. So publishers, on the publisher side, for sure, it will help. On the advertiser side, I don't really see this. That I see artificial intelligence will be very important, but not for the brand safety part. No, probably maybe to check lots of placements, and maybe to monitor and to monitor any strange behavior. Artificial intelligence might help. Yes. So that's.
We'll see. According to a survey of Seismic, 38% of the marketers believe that the brands are the main responsible for the brand safety. What do you think about this?
It depends on what you see as brand safety. Is it so? It's not only the advertiser who's responsible for that. He has a big influence because he can choose where he's running. The advertiser can really select his partners, but of course it's a joint responsibility also of the publishers, and I think also a lot, there's a big responsibilities on all the advertising market. So on players like Ligatus, that we have responsibility to check also where that we can guarantee brand safety.
Okay. And my last question,
yes.
What do you think, Peter, what do you think, Andreas, what do you think about the DMEXCO 2018, this edition, and
yes.
what news are you showing this year in DMEXCO here in your stand?
Yes. So this DMEXCO was really intense, very busy, lots of meetings, very interesting, new ideas, many new ideas. We see, you mentioned artificial intelligence, lots of topics there, not really in regards to brand safety, but in all other aspects, data aspect. GDPR is still a topic, which is very important, and it's all the future, how to use data in the relationship to GDPR. That's an important trend. For Ligatus, one of the main new features is our video product. We have a native video, and this native video product is really allowing brands to also access outstream placements and on publisher websites where they normally would not be, or where there are no outstream ads shown. And we have a very good video product where the advertiser can reach premium partners, premium marketplaces with Ligatus.
So it seems good. Okay, so thank you very much for the time. I hope you will finish very good this fair, and also some good business.
Yes, thank you.
See you next time.
Okay.